Module 3, Lesson 31. Interpret word problems as either number of groups unknown or group size unknown. Let's look at our application problem. 1,624 shirts need to be sorted into 4 equal groups. How many shirts will be in each group? So I started with my answer statement, blank shirts will be in each group. So I drew myself a tape diagram. This is an S for shirts. I know that they have to be sorted into 4 equal groups. I also know that the total for my tape diagram is 1,624. So I set up my problem over here to use the standard algorithm. 1,624 divided by 4. 1 divided by 4. You can't do that. So now you're going to have to look at 16 divided by 4. That's 4. 4 goes in your quotient above the 6 because we divide it into 16. 4 times 4 is 16. Subtract 0. Bring down the 2. Well, how 2 divided by 4 is 0. You cannot get a group of 4 out of this. You need to put a 0 up in the quotient. 0 times 4 is 0. Subtract. There's 2 left. Bring down the 4. Now we have 24. 24 divided by 4. That is 6. 6 times 4 is 24. Subtract and you get 0. Our quotient, or answer, is 406. Let's check it. 406 times 4. 6 times 4 is 24. Put down 4. You're going to carry the 2. 4 times 0 is 0. Plus 2 is 2. 4 times 4 is 16. 1,624. There will be 406 shirts in each group. So this would be 406, 406, 406, 406. Problem number 1. Dr. Casey has 1,868 milliliters of medicine T. She poured equal amounts of the medicine into 4 containers. How many milliliters are in each container? My answer statement, blank milliliters will be in each container. I did the same thing as I did in the application problem. I drew myself a tape diagram. I know there's 4 equal parts, so I'm going to call that T. Each one of these is medicine T. I know the total is 1,868. So I set up my problem to use a standard algorithm. 1,868 divided by 4. Let's start to divide. 1 divided by 4. You cannot get a group of 4 from 1. So now you have to divide into 18. 18 divided by 4. You can get 4. 4 times 4 is 16. Subtract. 8 minus 6 is 2. 1 minus 1 is 0. Bring down the 6. 26 divided by 4. You can get 6. 6 times 4 is 24. Subtract. There's 2 left. Bring down the 8. Now you have 28. 28 divided by 4 is 7. 7 times 4 is 28. Subtract. There's nothing left over. Let's check. 467 times 4. 7 times 4 is 28. Down the 8. Carry the 2. 4 times 6 is 24, plus 2 more is 26. Put down the 6, carry the 2. 4 times 4 is 16, plus 2 more is 18. 1,868. It checks. So there will be 467 milliliters in each container. So that means T in my tape diagram is 467. Let's look at the next one. Problem number 2. It says, look at the tape diagram below and create a word problem to match. So let's look at this. We know we have 3 parts. We know the total is 168. So now we need to come up with a word problem to match this. So what my word problem, I'm going to say, Mrs. Barnes ran 168 meters in 3 days. How many meters did she run in 1 day? Okay, let's go ahead and write our answer statement. She, or blank meters were ran in 1 day. Okay, I've already got my diagram. So now I'm going to set up the standard algorithm. 168 divided by 3. 1 divided by 3 you're unable to do, so now you're going to divide into 16. 16 divided by 3 will go 5 times. 5 times 3 is 15. Subtract, there's 1. Bring down the 8. 18 divided by 3 is 6. 6 times 3 is 18. There's nothing left over. Let's check it. 56 times 3. 3 times 6 is 18. Put down the 8. Carry the 1. 3 times 5 is 15. Plus 1 is 16. It checks 168. So, 56 meters were ran in 1 day. So each one of these is 56. All right, let's continue. Let's look at number 3. 232 people. Okay, let's look at problem 3. 232 people are driving to a conference. If each car holds 4 people, including the driver, how many cars will be needed? I wrote out my answer statement, blank cars will be needed. I drew a tape diagram. I know that there's 4 people in a car. I know that there's a total of 232. So what I did is I also used the standard algorithm. 2 divided by 4 you're unable to do. 23 divided by 4 you may do. 23 divided by 4 you can get 5. 5 times 4 is 20. Subtract, there's 3 left over. Bring down the 2. 32 divided by 4 is 8. 8 times 4 is 32. Subtract, 0 is left. Your quotient is 58. To check it, you would take 58 times 4. That's what I did over here. 8 times 4 is 32. Put down the 2, carry the 3. 5 times 4 is 20. Plus 3 is 23. So it checks 232. 58 cars will be needed. On the next problem, I'm given just this tape diagram. I know my total is 138. I know that there's going to be 3 in each group. How many groups am I going to need? So I made up my own word problem. Mrs. Kometsa has 138 beads. She wants to put them into groups of 3. How many groups will she have? She will have blank groups. So I set up the standard algorithm, 138 divided by 3. 1 divided by 3, you would get 0. 13 divided by 3, you would get 4. 4 times 3 is 12. I subtracted and got 1 left over. Brought down the 8. Now I have 18 divided by 3. 18 divided by 3 is 6. You put the 6 in the quotient. 6 times 3 is 18. Subtract, I have 0. 46 is my quotient. I check it. 46 times 3. 6 times 3 is 18. You put down the 8. You carry the 1. 3 times 4 is 12, plus the 1 is 13. You get 138, so it checks. she will have 46 groups.